technology and that lets you save.
Who cares?
True Form Life.
Green look.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
All right, welcome back to another edition of Exploring Mind and Body. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community. Back by popular demand, we are bringing back Dorothy Keith. You know her from our monthly membership group. She facilitates, she does online coaching, she does customized meal planning, and she has a lot of experience through triathlons, through fitness competitions, through regular day-to-day living a healthy lifestyle, which I think means so much more than book work, one might say. Today we're going to be talking about the benefits of partner workouts. We have motivation, accountability, support, dependability. There's so much coming at you here in this show. I know you're going to love it. So sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up on...
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
All right, here we go with the benefits of a partner workout. Thanks so much for being here with us, Dorothy.
Thanks for having me back on. It's always a pleasure to be here.
It certainly is. Now, today we're talking about the benefits of a partner workout. Now, why do you think this is an important topic?
There's so many benefits, Drew, and that's what makes it so important. But when we think about working out alone versus working out with somebody or with a group of people, there's just so much that we can gain from other people.
Yeah, that's right. I think.
What is that funny for?
I think you mean there's so much more you could gain from working with someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I miss a word there?
Gained from other people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. There's so much to gain from working out with someone else. Now, there's different ways to go about it. It's not always the most beneficial to go work out with someone that's not all that reliable. So that's the first thing I wanted to mention. If it's a challenge to get someone to go, and we deal with this all the time. Like, I try to find someone to go to work out with, and they come. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. But if you rely on that person on a regular basis and they don't show up, then many times you don't show up or you lose that motivation or accountability that they've been helping with.
That's right. And I was thinking too, some people are perfectly fine working out by themselves as well. So, it's more if you're trying to find a new way to push through and get motivated.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with working out alone. And I think that brings up a good point because some people enjoy working out alone. They don't need to have a fitness class or they don't need to have a partner, but it's good to switch it up. We're going to get into some of these tips here in a minute, but it's good to switch it up and it's good to try different things. But if you're a person that needs to work out alone, that's perfectly okay. It's going to be beneficial for you to try a partner or a class once in a while, but you don't have to work out with a partner. You don't have to work out with a group. These are just some tips to switch things up for us or to give you different ideas. Or if you're looking for some accountability, if you're looking for an extra boost of motivation, it's going to be a great thing to have someone working out with you.
Absolutely, Drew. And there's just so many benefits. How about we get into some of these benefits we've been talking about?
Yeah, that's a great idea. So the first one I like to talk about is motivation, because so many people, I wouldn't say they have motivation issues, but they're looking for motivation. So when someone says, what can I do to find more motivation? One of the things that we can recommend, Dorothy, is work out with a partner.
That's right. And it's funny because when you are working out with somebody else, on your day, maybe that you're feeling less motivated, your partner is generally the opposite than you. You know what I mean, Drew?
Yeah, sometimes, and that's what's great about having a partner. If you don't have that motivation that particular day, maybe your partner does, and they can encourage you to get to the gym or get to that outside workout or work out together in the home.
Yeah, it always seems to balance out. So if one person's feeling lower motivation, the other one's there, bouncing beside you like Energizer Bunny, telling you to get into it.
And when we're focusing on workouts here, partner workouts in particular, but this can work out with nutrition planning as well. If someone's struggling to get their planning done, or we always talk about prep on like a Sunday, for example. But if you're struggling to get your prep in, then you have someone that can keep you accountable. And you say, hey, did you do your prep? Or I don't really feel like doing my prep today. Did you do it? And yeah, I did it. So you got to do it too.
Yeah, and you can even take it to another level and do your prep work nutrition-wise together if that's available to you.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Why not get your friends together and prep in a small group, or you can just prep together at one person's house. That way, if they're relying on you to be there, just like with workouts, you want to be there. Again, that kind of raises the bar with that motivation level and gives you the opportunity to come together as a group with like-minded people to give you that extra boost of motivation.
Shall we get into the next tip?
Yeah, I think accountability goes along with motivation.
Yeah, Drew kind of stole it from me there. I think it was my turn. You had motivation. Accountability should be mine.
Okay.
That's okay. So accountability is huge, and I think it's easier to brush off a workout when there's nobody to keep accountable to. If you know that your partner is showing up to the gym and is going to be there at a specific time, it's like a meeting or it's like an appointment in your day plan. So making an appointment with somebody and setting a time and a place to meet is far more likely to make that happen than if you're by yourself.
Yeah, I feel like we always talk about recording in a success journal, for example, which certainly helps with accountability. But if you have a real live person there, that especially that someone's relying on you, depending on you to show up and to be there to work out, then it just increases that accountability so much more than like a success journal. So, for example, you record your workouts, or you record your food, or you record your mood and your sleep. There's so much to in a success journal. It's not just a nutrition journal. But if you have a person there, an actual partner, you can walk together, you can jog together, you can do workouts together, and you can talk about nutrition. You can talk about how your day is going. You can vent a little bit. So there's a lot more benefits to having a partner there to increase that accountability than just working out together.
You actually had a really cool story, Drew, about partner workouts who exchange gym bags.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was a great idea. So that was just it. At the end of the workout, they changed gym bags. And I don't know what they did about washing their clothes.
Washed each other's clothes, maybe.
Maybe. But that's what they did. At the end of the workout, they said, here's my bag of workout. Here's my shoes. Here's my shorts and T-shirt that I work out in. Here's my bag of everything that I have. You take it home with you. And then the other person did the exact same thing. And then they had to show up because they couldn't fit in each other's clothes.
Well, and if you know that you have your partner's workout gear, you have to show up to give it to them.
Yeah, you don't want to and that's another thing, you don't want to let your partner down, or you don't want to cause them not to be able to work out. So again, I think that's a cool little idea to increase that accountability, increase that motivation, so you can show up, or you are going to be there day in and day out to help support that partner you're working out with.
Yeah, and it kind of leads into one of our next tips, which was dependability. You know that somebody is depending on you to be there, so you are more likely to do so.
Yeah, and I think, again, it means a lot to have someone depending on you. If you know that someone really needs you, if someone like one of your friends is really low with motivation or accountability, or they're not really sure what to do, and they're depending on you to be there, I think it raises the bar a little bit for you to show up, or for you to be there and help support them. And then it goes the same way for them. Like, they're there to support you as well. It's not always just one side. I think when you come together with partner workouts, each one is contributing, or each one should be contributing to help you get through your workouts and to help you get the results you're looking for.
Yeah, that's a great point, Drew, at choosing somebody that contributes just as much as you, so that there's not one person making all of the effort or one person being the most positive, that you are contributing together equally.
Yeah, if that is an issue, then you should probably look into a fitness class where there is a professional that can lead you through workouts. Or maybe you want to look into hiring a personal trainer where someone can design programs for you, which we'll get into in a moment here. But it should be equal. It should be give and take. You should be able to offer each other accountability, each other motivation. Otherwise, it's just one-sided. And if one person is always expected to carry most of the weight, it becomes challenging for that one person, and maybe they don't want to show up one day, or maybe they don't. What happens if they don't show up? What's that one person going to do who's has all the dependence on the other person? So try to come together, and maybe we can get into designing programs here, Dorothy, but come together to offer that accountability or encourage each other instead of just having it one-sided.
Yeah, that's right, Drew. So you wanted to get into some programming?
Yes, let's get into
Oh my
some
goodness.
programming.
He is just laughing at my words today.
Let's get into some programming.
Designing a program.
Yeah.
So did you want to talk about more having someone else design a program or designing it together with your partner?
Well, I think both. You can go the professional route or you can do it together.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's nice to start out with having, a professional designing your program. And it's nice to do that with a partner because a lot of times we forget. I know I've had in the past people design programs for me, before I started on my journey of personal training myself. And you get your program back and sometimes you think, what was that again? So having a partner there with you will help you, to remember what you're doing and to keep you accountable as well.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to planning a program, if you're not sure how to plan a program, then there's nothing wrong with going to a professional. There's a lot of times that you can find different programs online, but if you go to someone that knows what they're doing, someone that you can trust, someone that's been around a bit, then they can help you design. They can help design a customized program for you to suit your needs and your fitness goals. Otherwise, you're just grabbing something online and you're not really sure where you're going with it. And I think that's a major issue when it comes to going to the gym and working out, especially in the gym atmosphere. We like to recommend at-home workouts, full body weight exercises, 20 minutes or less. Like you get in, get out, you get your results, and you move on with the rest of your day. But if you're at the gym, I think a lot of times people don't get a program, or they don't go see a professional, or they grab something online and it's not for them. It's just for the average person, or it's for someone who has different goals. And we see that a lot when it comes to like lifting weights, like standing there and doing bicep curls or doing bench press or squat, all these conventional types of workouts or exercise movements that aren't really conducive to the goals for someone that has different goals in bodybuilding or just strength goals. So if you want to tone, or if you want to find different ways, if you have some targeted areas, for example, then you want a different type of program other than the conventional, let's see how much I can bench press, because many of us don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point, Drew, about picking a partner as well, picking a workout partner that their goals align with yours as well. Because if your goal is to run a long distance run and your workout partner is, more fitness related, wants to do a fitness competition, for example, the workout programming is going to be quite different. So trying to pick somebody where your goals align as well, and going to a professional who can design you a program to fit the needs of your goals.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think it'd be very challenging to have a workout partner that has very different goals than you. And it's much different if you're a beginner type of workouter.
Now he's making up words like I do.
If you're just kind of starting out and you're looking for that accountability, then it's a whole lot easier. But if you have clear set goals, which we all should have, but if you have them when they're completely different than your partner workout, then your workouts should be much different than each other's, and you're not going to be able to do the same things throughout the entire session. So again, Dorothy, great point. Make sure the partner that you find goes along the lines of the direction you want to go. Sometimes the show once a week or even twice a week just isn't enough. So if you want more content, if you want to know more about what we're doing at True Form Life, you can find us on Facebook We're on there posting at least twice a day, in the morning and the evening. That's at facebook.com/trueformlife. Or on Instagram. That's kind of my favorite platform. I like to post my food pictures and some of the activities that I do, maybe hiking or whatever that may be. And that's just at Drew Tadia on Instagram, and then Twitter as well. That's at TrueFormLife. So we're highly active. We'd love to connect with you. So find us on your social media platform and let us know how you're enjoying our show.
I wanted to bring up, Drew, the challenging aspect of a partner workout as well. I had this conversation with somebody actually not too long ago, and working out alone versus working out in a partner or in a group, and how much more challenging, or that you could challenge yourself when you are in a group setting or with a partner. You know, we were talking about the competition kind of piece of it, or what is that the right word, Drew? The competitiveness, I guess, of it. That, you know, when you are working out with a partner, you are, well, if she can do 12 push-ups, I'm going to do 15. Or if they can do that for 30 seconds, I'm going to try 40, right? So when you're alone, you don't always have those baselines, or you can maybe, I don't know if this is the right term to use, but maybe you can slack off a bit more, as when you're with a group or with a partner, it can offer a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, we see that within our group classes that we teach. When you have group or you have different individuals, they look next to each other, or they look at the person beside them, and they push themselves that much harder because they see someone working hard and they're like, well, I don't want to be left out. And I think that naturally we have a competitive edge, whether we want to admit to it or not. I think each of us, you know, when you're driving down the highway or down the freeway, and someone starts to pass you, and you just kind of naturally speed up because you don't want them to pass you. I think that we don't even notice it. It's just normal, just natural that we don't want someone to pass us, and that comes in a big way. You see that within workouts as well. I remember this one time we were at workout class. This was years ago. And there were these two ladies, and they were both about 65, 68, and they were in great shape, both of them. This is the first time they met, and the two of them were like battling, going back and forth, and I couldn't believe it. I wish I had a video camera. It was one of the coolest things I ever seen. And you could tell that they were glancing at each other, and when we would run in between our sets, and they would try to race each other a bit. And I just thought it was one of the coolest things I saw.
Yeah, and you can see it, like you're right, or you can see it in class settings as well. If somebody beside you is going for the more challenging exercise, then you try it out as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then that brings up a good point. If you're alone working out, we can push ourselves to a certain degree or a certain level. And that's where, when you comes into hiring like a professional, for example, that really helps as well, because they can push you past your limits. And that's really where you see your results. You see your results outside of your comfort zone. You see it results past your comfort zone. And if you don't have someone there, at least sometimes, and then, like I said, we talked about earlier in the show, that you don't always have to have someone there with you, but you have to find someone to be there once in a while, whether that's a trainer, whether that's a friend, to be like, you can do a bit more. And again, we see that all the time in fitness classes, where one another's pushing each other, and when you're alone, you don't know how far you can go. So definitely finding someone that can push you makes a big difference when we talk about partner workouts.
Being pushed even when you don't want to be pushed. How about that?
Yeah, for sure. I think sometimes we just go to the gym and we go through the motions. But if you have someone there pushing you all the time, then you don't get a chance to kind of slack off or just go through the motions and be like, well, I went to the gym today. I got through it.
That's right. Do you want to get into our next one?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. So next, I wanted to talk a little bit about support. We talk about this all the time with everything that we do, especially in our monthly membership. We talk about having a positive environment around us for that support system. So we need to develop, in order to be successful, we need to develop a support system around us of people who are on a similar journey, who have similar goals, and who are going to push us in a positive way. So having a partner there to support you is going to make a huge difference in your success rate.
Oh my gosh, the support means so much. Like I would, if we didn't get so many questions about motivation, I would have put support at the beginning of the show, just because it's so important. We see this within our monthly membership group, and like the friendships that we've built and the relationships, people that have come together. Like just think about waking up every day to supportive people that are like, "Hey, I got my workout done," or "Here's an inspiring quote," or "Do you have any questions about this recipe that we just posted?" That's what we get to see on a regular basis, and we see the changes every day within our members that change their lives. And I think that when you have that partner there on a regular basis going to work out with you, it makes a world of difference.
It so much does. And it's just amazing the support, when you get that support, how much it encourages you to push on. If you see somebody else getting their workout on, well, it's going to push you to get yours, because like you talked about earlier, Drew, you don't want to feel left out. You want to be as inspired and as motivated as that person as well.
Yeah, and that's where that support comes in, when you have that friend we talked about earlier in the show, when you have that friend or partner. Who knows? It could be a family member. It doesn't matter who it is or how old they are or what gender. Just find someone that's going to be supportive there for you, so they can offer that extra support, and also so they can be there with you to push you to get you to the next level. And it's always nice to have someone there to talk with and to have a conversation with. Again, it's all very supportive, especially when it comes to these partner workouts.
Yeah, and it offers us a little bit of adulting as well. Lots of people have families and obligations, and it can be difficult to have that time alone or that time with another adult to discuss adult things. So it offers that as well when you have a partner, that friendship time or that adult time as well.
Yeah, it's almost like me time. And then you kind of raise it up a bit, because many times we have kids, we raise kids. We have kids are always around. It's kids' time most of the day. We're watching cartoons, or we're feeding the kids, or we're preparing food for them, or we're taking them to activities. And I think it's so important to have this scheduled for you, like in advance. You schedule your workouts and you don't let anything get in the way, as you would a regular appointment for your job. And I think many times people say their job is much more important, but you're not able to do your job as well as if you miss your workouts. You're not able to do your job as well. You don't have a clear mind. So I think that setting time for adult time, maybe with someone you're the same age as you, or someone that can talk about different topics and maybe more serious things, and maybe just older things, or maybe more things that relate to you, that's going to make a big difference in your life as well.
And taking care of ourselves first, Drew, allows us to give so much more. So if we can kind of change our mindset in that way to put ourselves first and our workouts first, then we have so much more to give to our children and our families and in our jobs, for example.
Yeah, no question. One of the biggest things we hear is, I don't have enough time, or there's just not enough hours in the day, or I'm too busy doing this or that. I think when it comes to priorities, when we set those priorities and say, this is a priority in my life, and we see it all the time in the fitness world. We've seen a single mother of 4 that worked out 3 times a day getting ready for a fitness competition. Or you see older adults or younger ones that, with athletes, for example, who have school, and then they have their friends, and then they have their tests, and then their sport, and they're still able to get their workouts in. So it just depends on what level you're at or where you are. There's always time. We all have the same amount of hours in the day. So if you set your priorities and you make time for the things that are important to you, then you'll be able to make time for your workouts as well.
It's all about making the time, just like you were saying before, Drew, about scheduling that appointment with yourself. It's so important.
No question. So the last one here, one of the last ones here we have is switching it up. Now, again, this goes back to if you're usually working out alone, or if you're used to being on your own. There's nothing wrong with switching it up or trying something different. So, Dorothy, I know sometimes you like to do classes, you like to work out on your own. You're pretty good at switching it up. How does that improve your ability to continue to work out on a consistent basis?
I'm a type of person, Drew, that I have to switch it up because I get quite I don't know if bored's the right word, but I get complacent or not as motivated, less motivated if I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. So there's times, yes, I like to work out alone, but there's times that I need to switch it up. So I need to go to a class or I need to work out with somebody else, because if not, then my motivation level decreases so much because I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. So I just find the difference in environment and workouts helps me stay motivated so much.
Yeah, and when we say workouts, we don't mean like it has to be going to the gym or it has to be working out at home. There's many things you can do together to be active. You can go ride your bike together. You can go for a jog together. And if you find someone who has similar or slightly different, I don't know what you say, that's some things that you enjoy. So someone might like to go swimming more often, or someone might like to go biking, or maybe they like to go hiking in the mountains. If you find someone that can do something with you that's active, then you get a chance to try and experience new things, and that always helps with switching it up and keeping your motivation high, just like you're saying here, Dorothy.
And it's always surprising to me too. Every time that I do switch things up and try something different, it's interesting to watch how your body reacts to that, because we're always using different muscles with different activities. So you might try something new and then you have a different muscle or a different part of your body that's a little sore from doing something new. So that's always interesting to me as well.
Yeah, and that's what that is with it's called muscle confusion. Every time we change a workout or do something a bit different, we're confusing our muscles, and it helps us avoid that dreaded plateau where we fail to see results or continue to see results. So by changing workouts up and switching things with, whether it's with a partner or a gym or whether it's outside, whatever it is that you're doing, it's important to switch up workouts to continue to see results.
And with a partner too, you have an opportunity to try, like you were saying, Drew, to try new things or to step outside your comfort zone, which is important as well. And but on your own, you might not get that opportunity to do that.
All right, Dorothy, that is going to wrap it up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your tips and expertise with us.
Thanks for having me, Drew. I always enjoy coming on.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for sticking around till the end. And thanks to Dorothy Keith for coming on as well. It's always a pleasure having her on the show and lightening the mood a little bit with her sense of humor. And we always appreciate her expertise and her tips and what she has to offer. Once again, she does one-on-one coaching. If that's something that you're interested in, just head over to trueformlife.com for more details, and we'll set you up with her if you're interested. So just to recap here real quick, we're talking about the benefits of partner workouts. Now, remember, you don't have to have a partner workout. This is just something that we suggest to switch up your workouts or to find different benefits, really. So when we get into it, motivation is got to be the number one. A lot of times people struggle with motivation. So if you have someone to be there with you, that's certainly going to help with motivation. Accountability seems to be linked with motivation in many cases. Having someone there with you to offer that accountability, someone that you know is going to show up and be there on a consistent basis, can certainly help improve your workouts and help you get the results you're looking for. And then if I had to put one at the top other than motivation, it would definitely be support. Support means so much. And again, we see that everywhere. We see that in the fitness classes we teach. We see that in the monthly membership that we put together. So just having that support on a regular basis, day in and day out, means so much. So finding someone, again, that can be reliable, someone that can offer that support, will change your whole exercise experience. So give that a shot, give it a chance, and find someone that can be there for you and with you. Someone that can help you with the program, again, that comes with having the support and coming with someone that knows what they're doing. With partner workouts, if you don't have someone that can help you with the program or help both of you with the program, then we highly suggest that you find and seek out a professional that can put together a professional and customized program for you and your needs and your goals. We had dependability in there, adult time, and then switching it up all make a big difference in the benefits of having partner workouts. And again, I think switching it up makes such a big difference, and it helps you avoid those dreaded plateaus that we're all trying to avoid. All these past shows are going up on exploringmindandbody.com. So if you ever miss a show, you can go back and find the shows there. We also have a free app that you can download on any Apple device. So you can download the show and take it with you wherever you go. And exclusively for Exploring Mind and Body listeners, our monthly membership is only $1. This is a $99 value. There's no obligation to stick around. We just want to open the doors and show you what it's like to work with us on a personal basis and have that support. We do recipes, grocery shopping lists, fitness routines, and more. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.